All right, good morning guys. Today is a big day. We just made it to Wanaka, about 4 hours or so, maybe a little bit more from yesterday's video, which was in Milford Sound. So today's gonna be a little bit more tiring than the Milford Sound cruise. Today we're actually gonna be climbing up to the top of this mountain or somewhere around here, Isthmus Peak here. It's about 4 to 6 hours, depending on how athletic you are. For us, we're gonna go at a leisurely pace so we can enjoy the views and not kill ourselves trying to climb a mountain. It's a little bit harder than any mountain we've climbed in the past. So we're probably gonna go ahead and do it then in about 6 hours. We'll see though once we get back down. And I'm gonna be leaving this camera behind, but I'll bring my GoPro so I can show you what it's like getting up there. I'll give you a couple of video updates throughout the way once we get up to the top. And then once we get back, when I'm extremely tired, then I'll let you guys know how it is. We chose this one ultimately to do first because there's this one, Isthmus, and then there's Roy's Peak. And we heard from a few different people, like some locals, that Isthmus is a good first one to do because there's less crowds and there's still amazing views and it's still just as much of a workout. So depending on how we feel, we might do Roy's Peak then tomorrow. So we'll see, but let's go ahead and get started and do Isthmus. And we're packing up. One thing to note here is that we are making sure, since it's 4 to 6 hours, that we have enough fluid to stay hydrated. So in here, you're gonna go ahead and find 1.5 liter of water, an extra water bottle here. This one actually keeps it a little cooler too. So this will be our easy one that we'll continue to refill on the way up. And then inside here, we have a few Nature Valley granola bars. And that's pretty much all we need, just enough energy to get up there, to get us back, and then we'll have a nice hearty meal once we get back. We are now en route, as you can see. Added another layer for extra sun protection, which is my Aussie hat that I bought for like $5 USD in Australia. Haven't worn it, so I figured, why not today when the sun is beating, the wind is not strong, and some shade coverage will be necessary. I don't know how I'm out of breath. We've gone like 20 feet. Not sure, mates, but I think we just entered Jurassic Park. It's all caged off, so might have to watch out for a few dinosaurs, mates. The first 0.6 miles so far have been a bit misleading. There's not too much terrain you have to go through. If this is anything like the hike we did in Mount Cook, the first half mile, mile-ish, just gets you to the base of the mountain with a few small hills, and then you start the real climb, which I'm sure that's gonna happen, because that one was moderate. This one's hard, so we'll see. First stopping point, 0.7 miles up, and we can see the van way down there. I think we've already gone about 600 feet, and we're feeling the burn. Pros and cons to doing it midday. There's probably only one pro, and that one pro is that there's not too many people also climbing. You just see the victory of all the people going down, actually very out of breath people. So, and the cons are, with no breeze, it is quite warm. So I feel like that's going to be part of the reason why we take even more breaks on this one. It's just because the sun's so hot with only a light breeze. So if I were to redo this, I'd probably start at 6 a.m. when it's a little chillier. Update here, we've gone probably another 0.3 miles since the last update, so about 1 mile in, and it's quite a bit of a teaser now. We're on quite a long path of flat land here, but I'll tell you what we see in front of us makes it very clear that this flat land, we need to be enjoying it, because we're gonna be climbing. We're at 1.4 miles. The going still has not gotten tough yet, but it's getting there. You can feel the incline picking up. Stopping for some water here, about 1.7 miles in, 1,000 feet in the air. Not much of a breeze, but I will say, mates, the views are good, so pretty happy with it so far. 365 calories in burned, so that makes it worth it also. As you can see, guys, elevation right there, actually you can tell much better. We are making great elevation, but looking up, you can tell we still have quite a bit of ways to go. There's not much of a breeze here. I know I've said that a few times, but we were kind of banking on that. Good hike so far. It's really peaceful. Not a single person has been going up like we have, just people going down, so it must only be a morning hike. 2.6 miles in, which means we're halfway distance wise. It's 9.3 miles. I didn't say it to be in 9.3 miles round trip. So we've climbed almost 2,000 feet in terms of elevation. Now we are about 1,000 feet away from reaching the highest point for elevation. And then yeah, probably another 2 miles in terms of distance wise to the peak. Views do keep getting better and better. Ah, and there's that breeze we've been waiting for. And not to mention, woo, yeah, that's a good breeze. Oh yeah, there we go. For once, I hope you can't hear this because that means you can tell the breeze is there. Oh, this is great. And what I was gonna mention, guys, is we're at one of those spots right here where this view right here made the hike all worth it so far. It's just unreal. Literally feel like we're on top of the world. You probably can't hear this because we got another one of those breezes we wanted. But we made it to another peak, which makes it clear as to why this hike is worth it. Right out here, where the views are amazing. You always know when you're getting close to the top because you'll start to get here and there someone saying, hey, you're only so much time away. And we had this runner that recognized us. You're only 25 to 30 minutes away. We're not sure if he was talking about running or walking, but that at least gives us some hope. I mean, look at how high we are. I don't really know how much higher we could actually go. They say the last 10% is the hardest 10% and the longest. But we're seeing home stretch finally. We're getting close to be able to see both lakes from the top, which is the ultimate prize. Whew. Added a little weight too here, so we'll keep her moving. Get bigger calves by the end of this too, and a good workout. Over 1,000 calories burned already. 4 miles trekked, 3,000 feet climbed. That's a hell of a workout. Now that right there is a good sign. No pun intended. Hi-ho, hi-ho, off to the peak we go. Wow, we can finally see the top. Never been so excited to see the destination of a journey. We'll see you there. That'll be the next video. We'll be celebrating at the top. Holy shit, we made it to the top. It is so windy up here, but I must say, all those steps where it was so much like, do we turn back? Do we keep going? We're too exhausted. Was it worth it? You get up here and this adrenaline, this exhilaration, this feeling when you just conquered climbing this mountain. And I mean, this is no huge mountain to like any massive like mountain climber hobbyist, but for people that don't climb any mountains, doing a hard hike in New Zealand is just like, it's exhilarating to be to the top. Hello! This is that feeling you get after you take out the mountain. You have an Aussie here in American form. And we just hiked to the top of this mountain in 4 hours, just under, about 5 miles, almost 3,000 feet up into the air, mates. And it's exhilarating. Let's go. After an epic hike, we are heading back down. So it's gonna take you much less time than it's gonna take us to get back down. So we'll see you there. And voila, I told you guys you would make it down here much faster than Chelsea and I did. And it was 10 miles round trip. Took us about an hour and 30 minutes return, so literally about half the time. And it was a great hike though. The views were amazing as you saw, and just had an absolute blast. It was a bit tough during parts of it, but we made it through, and would definitely do it again after our muscles recover though. So guys, that pretty much wraps up this video. If you want to see more videos like this coming out in New Zealand, hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit that like button, and we'll see you guys in the next video.